red, right?
There you go. There you go.
Good evening. I'd like to call the Tuesday, September 8th, 2020 Pittsburgh Commission meeting to order. Please join me in the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd open it up to public input, if there's anyone to come forward. All right, seeing none, we'll move on. We have a great event now. We have a proclamation to celebrate Constitution Week. And I would ask the representatives to join me. Oh, I gotta need my glasses. Sorry. It'd be dangerous. Okay. There. From the Office of the Mayor, Proclamation, whereas September 17, 2020 marks the 233rd anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to the patriotic celebrations which commemorate the occasion, and whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, I, Don McNay, Mayor of the City of Pittsburgh, Kansas, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through the 23rd, 2020, as Constitution Week in Pittsburgh, and ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideals the framers of the Constitution had in 1787 by vigilantly protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties, remembering that lost rights may never be regained. I would ask you to introduce yourselves, and if you'd like to say a few words, and I will give that to you.
I'm Mary Gilpin, and I am a member of the Daughters of the American Revolution, the Oceanus Hopkins chapter, and I am the committee chairman for Constitution Week, and this is our regent, Linda Schultz.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your time. And
Yes.
Well, this is a great thing. We appreciate you coming here and giving us an opportunity to recognize and celebrate and remind us also.
Yes.
It's a good time to
Yes,
remind.
yes it is.
Yes,
it is.
thank you.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to the consent agenda. Are there any items to be removed? Seeing none, the consent agenda will include approval of the August 25th, 2020 City Commission meeting minutes. Item B, consider the recommendation of the Economic Development Advisory Committee, EDAC, to forgive $75,000 of the $87,000 loan that was provided to TKR Management, LLC, to support the renovation of the structure located at 4th Street and the 69 bypass to house the Riggs Chiropractic Medical Complex, as the value of the project exceeded $750,000, and authorize the mayor to sign the necessary documents on behalf of the city. And item C, approval of the appropriation ordinance for the period ending September 8th, 2020, subject to the release of HUD expenditures when funds are received. Would entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Patrick, seconded by Cheryl. Roll call vote.
Brooks?
Yes.
Fields?
Yes.
McNay?
Yes.
Munsell?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
Motion carries. Consider the following. Item A, 2020 auditing contract. Consider staff request to engage the firm of Burbach, Trannon and Company, PA for the fiscal year 2020 city audit at a cost of $39,000. Welcome, Larissa.
Hello, good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Every year, the city has their financial statements audited. Last year, we went out for bid for that process, and we selected Burbach and Trahan for a 5-year contract. Tonight, I'm asking for you to approve the engagement letter with Burbidge and Trahan for the 2020 audit. If approved, they will begin their field work this November.
Is this price in line with the previous?
Last year was $38,000. It went up, which that's what they proposed in their
Their
bid.
How many firms bid on this?
I believe there was 3 or 4. Can you remember, Jamie?
I believe there was 3.
3.
And why did you choose this firm?
They have a really good reputation. They're up in the Topeka area, and they're very familiar with putting together the comprehensive annual financial statements that the CAFR that we do for our
Right.
bond ratings. So,
Any questions? Would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Larry, seconded by Patrick. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you
Thank you.
very much.
Moving into non-agenda reports and requests, we have item A, bi-monthly budget review. Deputy Finance Director Larissa Bowman will provide the August 31st, 2020 bi-monthly budget review.
All right, now I'll present the bi-monthly budget report to you. This is as of August 31st, 2020. So we are 2/3 through the year, and we're seeing lots of green still, so that's a great sign. We started the year with a little of 15.5 million, and we ended August with almost 17 million. So despite all the uncertainties we've had this year, our funds are still looking really healthy. And as I stated, the last commission meeting, our sales tax is up 2.7% compared to this time last year. So we continue to keep seeing positive signs with our community, and we will, however, we're going to still continue to monitor our revenues and keep you apprised of anything as we finish up this year. So, is there any questions on the bi-monthly report?
I do move it. I was wondering, there's 5 in the red over here, and I think the last one I remembered, there was only 4. What's changed as far as in the red?
I believe the one that has changed, it might be the street and highway sales tax. We had some more purchase orders that came in. We do like our 2020 regeneration of the roads, and we've had West Euclid had some repairs that we did a PO on. So
Thank you.
you're welcome.
All right. Any other questions? Great. I don't-
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Good job, Larissa.
Darren, any reports? I'm sure with Matt here, we're anxious to hear about the tree limb pickup. Sorry, Matt.
So the tree limb, I'll give Matt a break, he doesn't.
Yeah.
We currently have just about 250 call-ins. Today is the last day for call-ins, so if somebody had their limbs and they didn't have a way to get it to the burn site, which we expanded the hours of the burn site, we'll come around and pick them up. The biggest problem with picking up limbs at this point is the staff is already, I wouldn't say decimated, but at the point where we've had the virus through a few departments. We've been holding vacancies open all year, so we're just now filling vacancies. So, and the seasonal people have just rolled off for the most part. So it's going to be a slow pickup. It doesn't mean it's not going to get picked up, but it's going to be a slow pickup. We've talked to a few contractors about possibly getting them to come in, and they specialize in this. They've got a big truck and the equipment, they could do it. We're just kind of weighing the price of doing that in a year where we've been very fortunate, as you can see the report we just had, staying in the green and making sure that we've gone without some pretty important services as far as the pool and things like that. We don't just want to give some of that back right away by being too impatient to understand that there may be a few weeks here where some limbs are going to be out on the right of way. None of us want that, but if we don't have to pay $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000 to pick it up, we're going to ask for people's patience. If it is out there, we'll go get it in a timely fashion. But I think we're looking right now at maybe a little hybrid where we may have a contractor come in and spend maybe $6,000 or $7,000 to get maybe a couple of 150 of these pickups done, and staff will get to them. So they will get done. We were lucky. I know the power was out for a couple of days. I don't think there was any injuries. I know the streets were blocked. You know, Commissioner Munsell reached out and several others the morning that it happened. But the limbs may be out there for a little while. It just depends on how Jamie can strong arm the contractors and see if he can't get a price down or something. He'll give us the green light to go ahead and get them picked up. Otherwise, we'll either do it all ourselves. It could take perhaps as long as a month, though. We'd like to get that stuff up off of the grass as soon as we can, so we're working on it. But 256 is a lot, and people have really been busting their tails to get it chopped up and get it out to the curb, so appreciate everybody's effort to keep the city rolling.
Thank you. Anything else?
I'd have one thing, just to follow up with that, Darren. When I called you, I did have a big oak tree that dropped a huge limb, landed on the power line, and unfortunately, my tree caused a few neighbors to be without power for several hours, including myself. But I do want to personally thank Officer Noga, Officer Turner. They showed up on the scene, make sure everything was all right. Toby and Kim came and put barricades up. With the help of my neighbors and a few people, I know there's a lot of city employees out working, but personally I want to thank Toby and Ken, Ron, Ben, Steve, and Brandon. Because these guys came, you know, on a Saturday in not best conditions, and they helped get that cleaned up. And also want to say a thank you to Evergy. They were behind the 8 ball for a while on that because there's a lot of cities that were without power, and you know, I just want to say thank you to them because I got my power back on 12 hours sooner than it was expected. So, you know, it's one of these things. We got great employees, and they're getting out there and they're doing a good job. I just want to let them know.
Thank you, Chuck.
They are.
Did you have anything else, Darren?
Nope.
Okay, anyone else?
I do.
Yeah, sure.
I have some follow-up questions from last time's meeting as far as Silverback Landing. And on the funding that Mickey had talked about as far as it was supposed to be in place this last week, do we have a guarantee that that happened? Do you know if he got the funding in place? Because I thought, according to the Rural Housing Incentive District Agreement from September of 18, that should have been in place at that time. And so I just wondered if we could maybe come back with an answer maybe for next time's meeting and see.
Which funding are you talking about?
The funding for the development. He talked about it wasn't there yet. It was going to be the next week. He would have it in place.
In order to move forward on
Oh,
the
that's
house.
for the houses,
Yeah.
yeah. Not the development, but
Right.
the house, the home
Right.
construction.
And I'd asked him at that time about the berm, and he stated that he didn't remember anything about it, but in the May 21st, 2018 Planning and Zoning meeting, he talks about the emergency gate to help stop the construction traffic and allow emergency vehicles to get through. And then he said other things we were doing is building a nice berm. And he stated that the berm would be on the north side of the emergency gate. And I know that my neighbors to the south of me, he had talked to them several times and had mentioned that they would be doing a berm, and that they met several times. And then a foreman had came and they had discussed where it was going to be. And then a foreman came back at a later time and said that it wasn't going to be happening anymore. And I was just, I was concerned about that. And as far as the numbers go, we heard Mickey talk about 60 to 62 homes in Phase 1 with a total of 135 lots. The numbers keep changing from the very first time that anything was ever talked about. Even on the city's website, it says 52 homes and 150 lots in all 3 phases. So we've heard so many different numbers. You always wonder why everyone's not on the same page, because if the numbers are the same, then they would never fluctuate. So I wanted to make sure that we guaranteed the square footage of these homes also, and that was a concern of many people, and the numbers just kept changing, and I was concerned about that. And then also, I have some real concerns about Silverback Landing and the quality of the streets that are already in place there. There's some real problems out there, and we could have a whole meeting on that just for the quality of the concrete roads in Silverback Landing. Mickey also mentioned that sidewalks were in the green space. I haven't seen any. I've seen them on Silverback Way, but there are no sidewalks in Silverback Landing, and I just wanted to bring that to the attention here. But that's all I had. Those are the comments I had.
So with respect to the home construction funding, I mean, that's kind of between him and his bank. I'm not sure that he's going to come in here and explain to us how he's financing.
No, I
homes.
just meant that according to the Rural Housing Incentive District Agreement, I thought that had to be in place prior to that occurring. And I thought back in September of 18 that he said that it
The
was.
development agreement, the Rural Housing Incentive District is for the development.
Not for the houses.
Not for
The houses are individual lots that he can either build, he's gonna sell to people to build. Now, the development costs get repaid when the houses are sold, but I don't think it would be appropriate for us to get into how him or any builders are financing homes.
Oh, I took it that it was,
Yeah, I think
is
that was
that, that's why
I think
maybe
that
I
was a mistake,
misunderstood him.
because I don't think that we have anything to say on how he
Okay.
finances homes.
Okay.
But the development, for sure.
And if he doesn't build homes, he doesn't get money. I mean, you know, it's.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
sure.
no, it's a legitimate question, I just
Yeah.
don't.
Well, I
Yeah,
guess
I'm just saying.
It's
it-
confusing.
Yeah.
When you say development, people, I think roads and infrastructure, most people think houses and families, so it's but yeah, I don't think that's.
okay.
The berm, we have a very extensive development agreement with him. And the berm isn't in that development agreement, so back to your question of when things are said and how they're said, it's a dynamic fluid process. We don't have any restrictions on him to build a berm on that side of the gate because it's not in our development agreement with him. Doesn't mean he didn't say he would and somebody can hold him to that, but it won't be us. We've got a development agreement, he's gonna do everything in that development agreement, per that development agreement. Outside of that, we're hoping, you know, he's a nice guy during the process and does it on time.
Sure.
But I don't think we're gonna have a ton of leverage on.
That just kept
On
it
that
separate
berm.
from the other, from East Hills.
And the same thing, the number of homes, Mickey's gonna build what sells, whether it's 50, 60. I think if he was coming here saying he was gonna build 25,000 square foot homes, we could all start panicking. Whether it's 50 or 60 in phase one, the lot sizes change, the house layouts change. I think now he finally has 4 designs, but I think that's gonna be up to him. But as far as how it's phased, the geographical phasing of it is what's on the RID, and phase one is a geographic location, however many houses go in there. We definitely have our minimum requirements, but I don't think it's, whether it's 52 or 60, I know we're not sitting around thinking it better be 57 or less, we're just like, get them built. But I think that may change as he sells them and as what's to sell. If bigger homes sell, maybe he'll combine a couple lots and build some real big ones. I don't know, but I know he's got that flexibility. The quality of the streets, Cameron's spoken to that several times. You know, I don't know what to tell you. We've inspected them, we've signed off on them, we're okay with them. If somebody's not okay with them, and I think that people have made it clear, there's an individual or more that wants to go through there and say that they're not up to spec. Mickey's comfortable with them, our staff's comfortable with them. It's concrete work, and I apologize to anybody that would think that we're gonna accept less than at least what's required. But everybody's welcome to their own opinion. Those streets are made out of concrete. They're gonna be there for a long time, and I think we're okay. And the sidewalks, I thought he explained at the last meeting. If he didn't, the sidewalks are gonna go in after the homes are built,
Right.
so we don't damage them. So the sidewalks you see now coming down our road leading to development are in there. I don't think there's any other sidewalks out there right now because there aren't any homes built. But that's my 2 cents on those 5 questions. I
Well,
hope that
thank you.
helps you. Bet.
Thank you.
Any other non-agenda items? Nope, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Okay, moved by Patrick, seconded by Chuck. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Dun dun, 20 minutes.